Good morning students. Today's topic about liver histology and learning objectives of this lecture is about able to understand microscopic features of liver after this class, able to understand hepatic lobule and portal lobule, able to understand duct system, able to identify the hepatocytes, central vein, sinusoids and portal triad in hematoxylin and eosin stain of liver slides, and able to express few functions of liver. Now liver, it is nothing, it is the largest gland of our body, situated mainly in the right hypochondrium below the right diaphragm in the abdomen, and it is a modified exocrine gland, and this gland is mostly divided into various lobes, and each of which consists of numerous lobi. As it is a topic of about the microscopic features, so we are directly coming into the microscopic features of the liver. Now microscopic features, first we will be getting that is the Gleason capsule, and in some authorities is telling about this is the Gleason sheath. What is Gleason capsule? It is a collagenous capsule covering the external surface of the liver, comprising single layer of mesothelial cells. The capsule also extends into the liver substances through the portal canal as sheath around the hepatic ducts, hepatic arteries and portal tributaries. This capsule is named after the Francis Gleason, a British anatomist. Second features of this liver is about the hepatic lobule. If we are coming to the section, then in section through the liver, the substance of the organ appears to be made up of hexagonal areas that constitute the hepatic lobule. Please remember, these hexagonal shape of the lobules are only present in some species, but in our human liver, this is not exactly the hexagonal. And in some cases we will be observing that the outer sheath of this lobule is very scanty in human. The connective tissue of the around the hepatic lobule is very scanty around the human liver. So here we are getting that is the features of that. So if we are getting this is the hexagonal features, yes, for your understanding you will be getting that is the hexagon you are getting, and this each hexagonal is called the hepatic lobule, one lobule. Coming to the another features, that is the portal canal. This portal canal we will be observing along the periphery of each lobule. There are angular intervals filled by the connective tissue, and this particular portal canal having some structure of portal vein, some branch of hepatic artery and interlobular bile duct. These together called portal triad. So where we will be observing the portal canal? We will be observing along the periphery of each lobule. So here you are getting that is the hexagonal structure. So each structure, this is the portal canal, portal triad, sorry, this is called the portal triad. The three structures we will be observing. One is the branch of portal vein, another is the branch of hepatic artery and interlobular bile duct. Next, in slide we will be observing in the, here you can make out that is the each particular hepatic lobule, that some polygonal shape, not exactly the hexagonal, and in the each corner of that we will be observing this particular area. This is called the portal triad or the portal area, and the portal triad or the portal area consists of mainly that is the branch of the portal vein, then branch of hepatic artery and interlobular bile duct. Next, here we should be remember that the blood vessels and the hepatic ducts present in portal canals are surrounded by a narrow interval called the space of Mach. So here we are getting that is the this is particular area about the some branch of the portal vein, and in between that there is a potential space. This potential space is called the space of Moll. Moll was the scientist. Another features we will be observing in the portal lobule. The portal lobule is nothing. We should have to remember the liver is getting blood supply through the portal vein and the hepatic artery, and in this blood supply nearly 75% of the blood is coming through the portal vein and 25% through the portal that is the hepatic artery. In the portal lobule, so the vessels in the portal triad usually give branches to parts of the three adjoining lobules, adjoining hepatic lobules. The area of the liver tissue supplied by the one branch of the portal vein is regarded true functional unit of liver tissue and referred to as a portal lobule. So here you are getting, suppose here from there we are getting that one branch is supplying this particular area, that is called the portal lobule. So here we will be getting that is the one portal vein is supplying to the particular part of the liver tissue, and this is called the portal lobule. And in this particular area here should have to remember the smaller unit, that is the diamonds of area of the liver tissue supplied by the hepatic arteriole running along the line of the junctions of the two hepatic lobules. Two central veins lying at the end of the acinus. So here, from here we are getting this is the another central vein and the another central vein. Sorry. So in this particular area, so the two structures we will be observing. One is the central, that is the hepatic arteriole is supplying to that. This is called the acinus or the hepatic acinus. And in this particular area, the parts of the liver or the one particular portal vein is supplying to the three hepatic lobule. This is called the portal lobule and this is called the hepatic acinus. This hepatic acinus is supplied by the hepatic artery and this portal lobule to supplied by the portal branch of the portal vein. Now for this lobular organization you will be getting much better, that is the classical hepatic lobule drains blood from the portal veins and the hepatic artery to the central vein. Portal lobule drains bile from the hepatocyte to the bile duct, and hepatic acinus, that is the supplied oxygenated blood to the hepatocyte, what I have showed in earlier figure. Coming to that microscopic features of the duct system of the liver, bile secreted by the liver cells is poured into the bile canaliculi. These canaliculi have no walls of their own, and they are merely spaces present between the plasma membrane of adjacent liver cells. The canaliculi form hexagonal network around the liver cells. At the periphery of the lobule, the canaliculi become continuous with delicate interlobular ductules, which in turn become continuous with larger interlobular ductules of portal triads. So here we are getting, that is, if we are going to the back to that area, so in this particular these all are one. This is the one hexagonal, so one is the portal, that is the classical lobule model. And in this lobule model, what we are observing, that is this potential space. From that, these are the hepatocytes, and from the hepatocytes this particular bile canaliculi are formed, and after that it is coming to this portal triad. So this is the classical features of that ductal system of this. Now coming to the hepatocytes. Now liver is made up predominantly, mostly the 80% of the cells are hepatocytes, and each hepatocyte is a large cell with a round open faced nucleus with prominent nuclei. Many hepatocytes shows two nuclei. Liver cells are arranged in form of the anastomosing plate 1 cell thick, and that the plate form network in the spaces of which sinusoid lie. In this way, each liver cell has a sinusoid on two sides. The sinusoids are lined by endothelial with numerous pores or fenestrae. Basement membrane is not seen in this case, and between the hepatocytes and the sinusoid endothelium there are the hepatic macrophages, which is called Kupffer cells. So here I showed you, these are some binucleated hepatocytes. Here this is the binucleated hepatocytes, and this is the larger view of the binuclear hepatocytes. And obviously here you are getting, this is the large channel, that is the central vein. Now please remember, the surface of the hepatocytes shown three kinds of specialization, or the three surfaces, that is the sinusoidal surfaces, canalicular surfaces, and intercellular surfaces. Now sinusoidal surfaces, here you will be getting, that is the adjoining sinusoids bear microvilli that project into the space of DC. So space of DC is nothing, is a space between the endothelial cells, of the sinusoids and the hepatocytes. So in this particular area, so this is the endothelial cells and this is the hepatocytes. So this particular potential space, in this particular area there is no basement membrane, and in this particular area the Kupffer cells are present. Kupffer cells are nothing, these are called the hepatic macrophages. One is that sinusoidal surface, that canalicular surface. So canalicular surface, here this is the canalicular surface, from through this the canalicular surface you will be getting the canalicular surface. Now in this particular area the cell membrane bear longitudinal depression that are opposed to similar depression on neighboring hepatocytes. And from this the bile canaliculus is formed. Irregular microvilli projects into the canaliculus. On either side of the canaliculus, the cell membrane of adjoining cells are united by junctional complexes. About 15% of hepatocyte surface is canalicular. So in this particular area, here this is the junction area you will be observing. Then coming to the intercellular surface, these are areas of cell surfaces where adjacent hepatocytes are united to each other, just as typical cells. Communicating junctions allow exchange between the cells. About 15% of the hepatocyte surface is intercellular. And here, so I want to show you, that is the Kupffer cells. So these are the Kupffer cells, and these are the space of DC in this particular area. The space of DC here we will be getting. So that is the hepatocytes and the endothelial cells. In between that potential space, endothelial cells, here the Kupffer cells is there. And this is the sinusoidal, and side of this sinusoid, that is called the perisinusoidal space. So sometimes it is called perisinusoidal space of DC. Next, coming to that, so this is about the hematoxylin and eosine view, hematoxylin slide of the microscopic view of liver. And in this particular area, how we will be knowing this particular slide, this particular view shows many hexagonal areas, and these are called the hepatic lobules. The lobules are partially separated by the connective tissue. Each lobule has a small round space in the center. This is the central vein. So this particular area is the central vein. From there, it is the cords of the hepatocytes are projected to the outside. Then we will be getting the number of the broad irregular cords of the cell seem to pass from this vein, the periphery of the lobule. These cords are made up of polygonal liver cells, or these are called the hepatocytes. So these each are the hepatocytes. And along the periphery of the lobules there are the angular intervals. Angular intervals I will show you in other figures. And each such area contains the branch of the portal vein, a branch of the hepatic artery, and the interlobular bile duct. And these three constitute the portal triad. The identification of the hepatic lobule and the portal triad is enough to recognize the liver tissue. So in the another figure I will show you that how you will be getting this figure. I will show you. So in this particular area, so this is the central vein, and in this particular area here, that is called the portal triad. I will show you. In this figure you will be getting that is the branch of the hepatic artery, then the bile duct, and here you will be getting the branch of the portal vein you will be getting. So this is all about the portal triad, and here you will be getting the largest area, that is the portal vein. Here you will be getting that is the branch of the hepatic artery, and then you will be getting that is the interlobular hepatic interlobular bile duct. So these are the three things you will be getting into the things. So I repeat, that is the characteristics features of that. Identification features: central vein is seen, radiating cords of the hepatocytes are seen, presence of the hepatic sinusoid, and branches of the portal vein, hepatic artery, and interlobular bile duct are present in the portal triad. So these are the identification features of liver. Now coming to that function. Now mostly we all know that the storage of glucose, and that is the form of glycogen, is stored into the liver. Then vitamin A, vitamin B12, folic acid, and iron are also stored into the liver. Then synthesis of the plasma lipoproteins is also the major functions of the liver, and plasma protein synthesis like albumin, alpha and beta globulins, prothrombin, fibrinogen, most of the proteins are synthesized in the plasma into the liver. Then fat soluble compound, drugs, insecticides, steroid hormones also metabolized into the liver. And obviously the bile is the major secreting fluid. Nearly 1 to 1.5 liter per day is secreted from the liver as bile. So this is about the histological diagram, how you will draw and what are the features you should mention. In this particular area, first you will draw that is the central vein, and from the central vein you will draw the polygonal cells as a cord like structure to the periphery. First you will make the diagram into the hexagonal fashion, and in the each hexagonal corner you will be drawing that is the portal area or the portal triad you will be making by the portal vein, then the artery and the bile duct, branch of the hepatic artery and the bile duct. So in this particular area you should be remember this bile duct. The interlobular bile duct are lined by the cuboidal epithelium, and sometimes the smooth muscle is present in the wall of the larger duct. So this is also, so whenever you are going to draw the bile duct, please remember these are the cuboidal epithelium. And in this particular area, the artery and the vein, you know how to draw that, the endothelium, and then you will be making that is the some flattened nuclei too. And please remember that is the portal vein will be little larger compared to the hepatic artery. So these are the features you should remember. So this is the little larger view, and you can make in this particular leveling, that is the liver lobule, that is the transverse section. Hematoxin and eosin stain is used, and this is the higher magnification where you can draw that is the Kupffer cells. So this is the one view you can draw in that also, or you can refer some other standard textbook for better drawing and for representation. One task we are giving for completing the histology record. So draw the transverse sections of the liver in hematoxin and eosin stain in histology record with mentioning identifying points. Thank you.